I ain't gonna make you wait. I already made you wait. Some of y'all been waiting for 20 minutes. If you've been waiting in this room since I decided to do this live, I wasn't going to do this live, but then I just kept getting information. So I figured it was only fair to do a live and kind of fill you in on some information coming from out west of here. So, but hey, how's everyone doing? It's been a while since I've actually done a live where I was going to just kind of planned it to talk about a case or to talk about a certain subject. I've been live on my phone. I've been having way too much fun with my kids. That's the problem. And my beautiful wife. If I'm not fishing, I'm dirt biking now. If I'm not dirt biking, I'm fishing. And somewhere in between, maybe I'll do some true crime stuff. But look, I woke up this morning with some crazy messages. So I'm going to kind of just take you through how my day went as it compares to the information we received in the Suzanne Morphew case. If you've been tuned in to Facebook today, you will have first saw this news broke right on Dad with a Phone, right on my Facebook page. I tell you, FBI are there, put a couple of stock photos up to drive people crazy, and tell you that the FBI are in Maysville doing something. And the report I got is that, and what I got was, I put the message right up on my Facebook. It says, I'm going over the pass. I just saw FBI in Maysville. Well, I get more information out of them. And turns out that there were 6 female FBI agents in Maysville, Colorado today. Now, we actually would get more information as soon as it started to break on social media. The sheriff's department put out a statement. They had to put out a statement. Social media, this dude in freaking Woodland Park is talking about FBI in Maysville on social media. People are wondering what the heck's going on. They're making phone calls. I actually got the information from someone I didn't know. So the first thing I did was vet it through people I know. So if someone sends me a message and says, man, the FBI, so this happened 3 times today. 3 different people from Salida or Maysville sent me messages saying they saw FBI at Barry's house. They saw FBI at a gas station. They walked past the FBI and asked them questions. So when I get that information coming on social media, I then start feeding it out to people like Lauren over at Fox 21. I said, hey, have you heard anything about the FBI over in Salida? She writes back, no, but I'll look into it. Well, at that point, I'd already had 3 confirmed messages. So I posted it, said, hey, look, the FBI are in Maysville. Now, if you're not familiar with the Suzanne Morphew case, I'm going to give you a quick run through of kind of where we are officially from today. It's been 2 months since Suzanne Morphew was reported missing in Chaffee County, Colorado. Now, people will call it all kinds of different names. They'll try to pronounce it differently. It's Chaffee County. It's Chaffee County. Chaffee County is a small mountain county. When I say small, it covers geographically a lot of space, but there's not a lot of people. I don't know the actual, but I got Google right in front of me. I don't know the actual population of Chaffee County, but it's not as small as Teller County. It's 20,000 people. So think about that. That's the entire county. But the county covers Buena Vista, Poncha Springs, Maysville, Salida. It's geographically a large area, but there's only 20,000 people in that whole county, with Buena Vista, Salida, Poncha Springs being the biggest cities, and then little villages. Maysville is a village at best. The population of Maysville, Colorado is probably even, I'm not going to make a guess. We'll just look. 135 is what the Googler says. Now, Maysville is that small little village, and then there are people that live on the outskirts and in the woods, and there's some subdivisions that wouldn't be considered in the town of Maysville, but 135. So when 6 female FBI agents show up in town, people take notice. So message was FBI agents are in town, female FBI agents. And then the sheriff's department releases an official statement. It has been 2 months since Suzanne Morphew was reported missing in Chaffee County. In that time, investigators have followed up on hundreds of tips and conducted a number of searches in an effort to locate Miss Morphew, MS Morphew, who was reported missing on Mother's Day, May 10th, 2020. In addition to countless interviews conducted in the last 2 months, more than 600 tips have been called into a designated tip line, and many searches have been performed throughout the county. On July 9th, today, 2020, local, state, and federal investigators returned to search the Morphew property. So they went to Barry's house. Morphew's, Suzanne Morphew's house, Barry Morphew's house, west of Salida in the Maysville area, to once again search the area for any additional information related to Miss Morphew's disappearance. This case remains very active as more than a dozen investigators are aggressively working this case on a daily basis. And Chaffee County Sheriff John Spitz, whatever is Spitz, I don't know how he pronounces his name, 2 Z's. And until we determine what happened to Suzanne, we can't discount any scenario or formally eliminate anyone from suspicion. I like how they're saying this, you know, and so I'm drinking tea for all you guys that are nosy and want to ask. The public is asking the sheriff's department is asking the public to continually reach out with any tips or information regarding anything you know about this case. 719-312-7530. Colorado Bureau of Investigations is on this. FBI missing person, because it's listed as a missing persons, is why the FBI is on this. I want you guys to understand that, because that's who was there today. The missing persons agents, the female missing person agents. Now, what this doesn't tell you is kind of what I'm going to tell you through Facebook messages. When I say Facebook messages, these are people that are there on the ground. They're close by. They're seeing stuff that's happening. Now, people... I've been making a big deal about the female agent, the female agent, the female agent. The reason I believe female agents were in Maysville today is because I think they're speaking with females. I think on top of searching the house, on top of searching the property, the information that I've received through Facebook messages is, hey, we saw these agents and there was another group of people with them talking. And I said, well, what's the group, male or female? And they said, no, it was all females. So there was a group of female agents. The sheriff was recognizable there. They did say the sheriff was with the FBI agents. There were some CBI officers there, but they only could identify people that were wearing FBI agent uniforms, right? FBI jackets, FBI t-shirts, FBI garb. So everyone who reported to me, a lady from a gas station who literally, she said they were in my gas station all day. I was like, did you take any pictures? I was like, why don't you take a picture? You got a cell phone? They're like, no, I didn't, but I will tomorrow if they come back. Well, I don't know if they're going to be back tomorrow, but the reason I believe female FBI agents were there is because they're investigating this as a missing persons case, but I also think that they're investigating with CBI, with the sheriff's department, and anything they find out, whether it's missing or foul play, murder, whatever, it's all going to be lumped together. I believe they were talking with women. I made the assumption, what if they're talking to Barry's mistress? What if they're talking to people that they have called in tips about something in town, something local? Now, I don't think, from the information I've kind of received, and just knowing that Suzanne and Barry have only been there 2 years, they weren't like active members in the Salida political world, or they weren't active in some way, shape, or form that somehow they're going to be known more than anyone else who lives in Maysville. And so, and even the interviews that I've seen on news reports have been from people who didn't really even know them. It's been from people just in the area. And so understanding that if people have reached out to the FBI with tips, and these women, I shouldn't say guys because it was all women. These women are there investigating in on these tips, speaking with other females. We could make assumptions about who those females were. They tell us in the report, following up on 600 tips, they haven't made any arrests. They do tell us they're at the property. And then another tip came in from someone that lives in Salida but travels up and down that area frequently, was by there today, confirmed again, hey, there was an FBI van. Now, he didn't see any agents, but he said there was an FBI van at Suzanne Morphew, Barry Morphew's home. Again, did you take some pictures? Send me a picture, bro. Send me a picture. I love crapping on people with the stock photos, but send me an actual photo. He said, man, I was driving. I said, okay, cool. If they're out there tomorrow, take a picture. Pull over, take a picture. Send it to dad with a phone. Everybody should be able to take a picture. But I understand. Lauren over at Fox 21, she did a whole report today. Spun her out there a little bit this morning. I have the tweet, the DM messages. Hey, what you know about FBI? She taking it from a different approach where she's talking with a private investigator that's working for the family and says she's going to speak with some other people that know Barry. Man, I got to tell you, I think what's going to end up happening, unless, again, we don't know what those 600 tips were. We got to hope that people who call in tips to the FBI, CBI, the sheriff's department, hopefully they're not just reading this crap on Facebook. Like, a lot of people write stuff to me and they'll say, the cops haven't been called, or we need to go search this. And it's because of some Facebook group that said this, that said that, some dude on Facebook. Don't call in tips by something I say. Please don't ever call in a tip because of something I say on Facebook or because of something I say in a live video. 600 tips is a lot of information to follow up on. But if one of those tips was from a woman that they could verify, lived in the area, that had information, and it was credible enough that 6 female FBI agents going to take the day out of Denver. Denver FBI office is probably the closest office. They may have officers in Colorado Springs, but I think the Denver office is the closest FBI field office. So if they're going to take that time to come and speak with people, to take some extra time to have fresh eyes, a woman's eyes, man, I can look through my house 100 times and can't find my hat. My wife can walk through and in the first go around, here's your hat. The same thing. So a woman's eyes may see something different. A woman questioning Barry, talking with people there, may get a different response. than the sheriff, may get a different answer than the sheriff. And then they're going to compare notes and they're going to go back and say, hey, did Barry say this to you? Hey, did the so-and-so say this to you? Did you guys get this story the first time? So they're going to go through and try to get a fresh look at the whole thing every time they show up. At least that is what I would do. If I'm the young female FBI agent that has showed up in Maysville, Colorado to look for Suzanne Morphew, I want to look at everything like nobody's ever, like with fresh eyes. I haven't even read nothing. This is the story. This is where they said she went missing. This is where they said they found the bike. This is where they found her personal item. And so could be interesting what comes from 6 fresh eyes in town. So what are y'all screaming in chat right now? We got any major trolls running loose? I bet I lit some trolls on fire today. Oh, let's see. Moving my camera around too much. I know those psychic ones are the crazy ones. Watch drinking D-Wop. What you drinking? I'm drinking peach tea out of a mason jar. So there you go. Do you know her? Are you asking me, do I know her? I don't know if you're asking me that or if you're talking to someone else. That's why I don't read chats, because I don't know. Lots of stuff's happening in these cases with that's the thing. People don't realize that they cut up a foundation in this case. We were down in Salida when they were searching the property. Now, we got tipped off to that early on too, because we were coming back from fishing, and somebody who's very close to me, and my family has known my family for my wife and my kids, knows a lot about my family and my life. She lives in Salida. She calls me and says, hey, they're searching my friend's property. And she tells us that they're digging up, that her friends are building a new home right on the river, and tells us where it's at and stuff. And so we head out there, and sure enough, road's blocked, but we cross the river and we got like a pretty great view of the area they were searching. And then we would see aerial footage of it as well. They cut up a foundation looking for something. This is off a tip. Remember, we were just talking about those 600 tips. So when someone calls in a tip, even a psychic tip, hey, Suzanne Morphew is at the bottom of the Colorado or the Arkansas River at such and such mile marker. They're going to have to follow up on that tip. And, I see it, man. I see it all the time on Facebook. People, did you see this psychic's reading? First of all, I don't. If you're new to Dad with a Phone, I don't go watch a bunch of YouTube true crime stuff. I definitely very, very seldom will I watch other YouTubers' content or I don't watch any psychics. I've had a psychic on. You should go see the psychic Lisa in the Mindy Lee case. That's a good, if you haven't seen that video, you need to go see that video. But I do have a psychic on, but I don't watch psychics. But police officers get a psychic, or someone who heard a psychic, or someone who saw and heard, seen a psychic talk about the Suzanne Morphew case. Count that as a tip, man. That's some time-consuming stuff over some YouTube content, Somebody says, I think this case is going to be solved soon. Very possibly. I believe this case is going to be solved accidentally. I said this early on, I think, when this happened, like the longer it takes them to come up with a story, to come up with an idea of what happened, the longer it takes them to come up with an explanation until they either find remains or find some sort of evidence that points to remains, or they have some sort of story that points to the remains, evidence of something, until they get to that point, I don't think we're going to have a break in this case. I don't think someone's holding a secret back except for the perpetrator, right? I don't think there's 100 people involved in Suzanne Morphew's disappearance. I don't think, listen, I've heard all the stories of abduction, sex trafficking, all this stuff. If you're sex trafficking 49-year-old women, you're in the wrong business. Like 49-year-old women are women who know how to fight back. They know how to logically think. They've been in life situations. It's probably unlikely that Suzanne Morphew is being sex trafficked. It just isn't. I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm not saying that there isn't a 50-year-old women out there that are being sex trafficked, but I'm just saying it's highly unlikely she's been abducted for some grand conspiracy of shipping her overseas. This happened during a lockdown. Literally, she went missing or was reported missing Mother's Day during basically a COVID-19 lockdown. Me and my wife were fishing on Mother's Day about 40 minutes from Salida. 45 minutes from, maybe a little bit longer, maybe an hour from Salida. But it was a lockdown. And so less travel, very few interactions with people that you would have normally seen on a normal basis, even if it was just the gas station attendant, and if you were obeying the lockdown, you weren't traveling except for essentials. And so there are some things that came out that turned out to be false rumors about the husband saying he was doing firefighter training. He is a volunteer fireman in a very small community. He wasn't at firefighter training. He told law enforcement, I was at a job site, I was at a job site in Denver. The kids were gone camping. She was home. I said, Mother's Day, I'm going to go work, whatever. So like the story sounds legit. It would be no different than, me saying, hey, I got to go to work. I got to go to Denver. I work in Denver, so I got to travel up to, many times you guys have traveled to Denver with me from Woodland Park. And so I'm going to Denver. Hey, my kids are somewhere else, and my wife says she's going to go out on a hike. That's not abnormal. That's why people move to Colorado, go out on a bike ride. These are all very logical, explainable things. People don't vanish, except we have story after story after story of people vanishing. The one I think about, because it's been in the time frame in which I've covered true crime, and that's the Jamie Clausen case. I never covered that case, but I watched it unfold as she came running out of her captor's home after being gone for weeks. I don't remember the exact, she was 4 weeks, 5 weeks, could have been longer. I don't know. We're going on 8 weeks now, 2 months. If she was abducted, and is it possible that there's some crazy mountain man living in that area that could have abducted her and kept her hidden and not be found out? Is it possible? Yes. If you're going to write the scenario of where a crazy mountain man could live and abduct a woman and hide her with no one finding out, could it happen in this area of Maysville? Could it happen in the mountains of Colorado in this particular area? Yes, it could. It absolutely could. And if that's the case, then we all hold out hope that she's in a basement, she's being kept alive, she's not being harmed or tortured, and she's going to somehow break out and come running out of those woods, and someone's going to find her. It's very possible. It is a very possible scenario. And that's why the family is holding out hope. It's really possible. I kind of got off on a rant there. I'm sorry. Got a little ranty. How do you always have a peach piece? What? Tea on hand in Colorado. I'm in Arvada and I can't find them anywhere. Two shops in Woodland Park, Colorado, 2 gas stations. When you're coming up, the Western sells them and the Vallejo gas station sell them. That's the only 2 places you can find them in Colorado, or not only 2 places you can find them in Woodland Park. When you're headed out to Divide, Colorado, at the Hungry Howie's pizza there, the first stop there in Divide, they actually have the best deal on them. They sell them for $1 a piece. Everywhere else is $1.59, but that little gas station out there in Divide sells them two for $1. So Walmart sells the raspberry ones, but I'm down with the peach. So yes, I know where you get the peach teas in this area. You just got to find the one little gas station that orders them. Or if you find the one little Arvada, I can tell you where you can get them in Arvada. No, that's Aurora. Arvada. I can tell you where to get them in close to the airport. I can tell you where to get them close to the Gaylord of the Rockies. I can tell you where to get them close to the Renaissance off of like Stapleton area. Did they change the name of Stapleton? I don't know if they changed that yet, but peach is the best by far. You got to find the dollar deal on that one, man. That one out in the little place in Divide does 2 for $1. So they sell them for the same price that the Arizona tea place sells them. But other than that, they're $1.59. Somebody gave me a donation to PayPal the other day and said the exact same thing. They were like, hey, I'm donating to your PayPal for some peace tea in your life. So thank you for that. Anyway, I take donations for peace tea. I don't think Barry will like prison much. You know, I have said it from the start that in a case like this, I said it from the Patrick Frazee case, the people you sleep with are the most likely ones to kill you. That's just statistically speaking. The people that are closest to you, the people that are that you're the most vulnerable to, those are the people that are most likely going to take your life. Now, again, I've already laid out a scenario that is very, very probable, even to the point where Fox 21 girl, Lauren, said to me, man, there's some shady people that live up in these mountains. And I'm like, absolutely. Some of the shadiest people in the world live in the mountains of Colorado, the mountains of Montana, the mountains of Wyoming, New Mexico, all over. The mountains draw a certain type of people. You got to be a certain type of person to live in the high country, hands down. If you live above 8,000 feet elevation, you're a different type of person. And so that's the banana belt, but it's still considered elevation and in the mountains because it's so close to the mountains. It's already past the foothills. So are there crazies in the mountains? Yes. I mean, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? So anyway. Mountain lions, dude. I gotta get my mountain lion boy on the freaking tag. He told me he would do my podcast, and then I just kept letting it slip through. I know more about mountain lions than the average Joe, and I don't know near as much as my buddy I want to bring on the podcast. A lot of people have asked, could it be a mountain lion hunt? Could it have, a mountain lion attack? Very, very, very unlikely. One, had it been a mountain lion attack, I believe there would have been some evidence that would have led law enforcement down that rabbit trail, down that blood trail, down that trail. Could a mountain lion attack someone, leave very little blood evidence, and drag a body off into the woods? Absolutely. Absolutely. Not only is it probable or possible, it could be very probable, except that you're in Colorado. And you have to understand something. Colorado has a lot of mountain lions. A lot of mountain lions. Dozens and dozens and hundreds of mountain lions. If you live here in Colorado, I know people that have lived here their whole life that are natives here and have never seen a mountain lion. And they spend time in the woods. They drive up and down the roads and are in the mountains, and they've never seen a mountain lion in the wild. I know people that have lived here a short time and said, well, I saw one here, or I saw one here, or I lived in downtown Colorado Springs and one went walking past. With the invention of the wireless motion cameras, you can catch wildlife moving around. But chances are, outside of a video or actually just getting lucky, you'll never see a mountain lion in the wild. And it's a good thing and a bad thing. We were up in northern Colorado, and we moved here. And when Nikki heard the scream of a mountain lion for the first time, it freaked her out. Mountain lions let off this god-awful scream like that I can only describe as a woman screaming for bloody help. So you will hear and you will see the remnants and the sign, and you can definitely hear the screams. If you hear a female mountain lion let off a scream, it will chill your bones. With all that being said, with you knowing that there are hundreds of mountain lions, and me personally, I have seen, I can count on probably two hands the amount of mountain lions I've seen in the wild. Now, some of those have been because of mountain lion hunts, but some of those have been because of being in the woods. So I've seen a couple of mountain lions crossing the roads back in the same area that I've hunted mountain lions and seen mountain lions up trees. So I've had a unique opportunity to see more mountain lions in the wild than most. But even with all of that said, there's only 3 recorded deaths of a mountain lion killing someone. And in all 3 of those cases, they recovered some sort of human remains, and in some cases recovered the whole human body. And the person went on to die from the mountain lion attack, but it was after the fact. And so you are more likely to be struck by lightning a dozen times in Colorado than you would be to be attacked by a mountain lion killed with no sign, with no visible evidence of a full-grown mountain lion could take down a human being, but there is a reason why we're the top of the predator list, because evolution tells you we're the top of the game. And so it's very, very unlikely that Suzanne Morphew was attacked, killed, and drug off into the woods, never to be seen again by a mountain lion. I would almost bet the house that she wasn't killed by a mountain lion. If she was killed by a bear, without a doubt, there would be visible sign. A bear will eat you alive. They will eat you alive. A mountain lion's going to kill you, and the way they're going to kill you could be bloodless. People say if a mountain lion kills you, it's going to be bloody. A mountain lion grabs you by the throat and crushes your windpipe. It will literally, if it grabs you by the back of the neck, it's going to grab you and it's going to squeeze your neck until you can't breathe. Now, if it gets you in the back of the neck, it's more likely to leave a lot of blood, or more likely to have more blood. But if a mountain lion attacks you from beside, which would happen on a mountain bike ride or on a bike ride, if it got you from the side, it's literally going to lunge for your throat. And if it gets to the front of your throat, it could kill you without ever shedding a drop of blood. And it could drag you off into the woods, never to be seen. It is very, very, very unlikely that's what happened to Suzanne Morphew. But people like to talk about that scenario. People like to ask about that. I'm going to have an expert on tell you the same thing I just told you, but nevertheless, it'll come from somebody else's mouth, so maybe it'll have some more validity. What else we got? Bear feeds and comes back. Yes, a bear would feed and come back, and a bear would eat you alive. A bear would eat you and kill you from the stomach. It would eat wherever it grabs you, it's going to start. And when it starts, it may stop halfway through. You may still be alive while the bear is eating you, and then the bear leave and come back and try to eat you some more. So yes. Oh, let's see. I haven't seen Tyson in a minute. I haven't talked to Tyson in a minute. I know he was, I think he was on the last time I was on. Oh, somebody just said Tyson Draper's in chat. Nice. What up, Tyson? I didn't see you in chat, but I ain't reading chat. I'm kind of like rambling. Oh, there he is. You guys are the greatest, Tyson says. If you haven't checked out Tyson Draper's channel, you should. Tyson's another YouTuber that does. He's a YouTuber. That's basically all I can tell you about him. He's been on my show though. And he has met Barry Morphew. He said some things about Barry too. He's made apologies to Barry and the family too. Tyson's a good guy. I like Tyson. So, what up, my man? But Tyson has a YouTube channel where he went and was there in Maysville at the Morphew house or the Morphew right there at the property and stuff, and where all this went down. And he runs into Barry Morphew and has a chit chat with Barry Morphew, and he records the whole thing in classic YouTube style. And it's telling. I'm going to tell you, I took, after that interview, I need to go back and watch that interview. I got it on my channel. I bring it. I think Tyson put it back up with some explainer video. Should have left the original, man. Should have just gone with it, dude. That thing would have been 1 million hits by now. The original was classic. The original was so authentic that Tyson could have cut out the part where he was like, no recording. He could have cut that out, right? He didn't. He gave us that. So you understood, like, this was like the fact that he was able to compose a sentence and get a sentence out of Barry, bro. Man, I'm still mad props for you, man, because that was a great interview. I would have never apologized. You can't apologize to the internet. It's impossible. The internet. My Facebook group. Jamie just put up the link to my Facebook group, Dad with a Phone. We have one rule to get into Dad with a Phone on the Facebook group, and that is you have to have had a profile on Facebook before my group was invented. Like before I created the group in 2018, you had to have had a, so we don't accept anybody on Facebook into the Facebook group that has a profile that is younger than 2018. Some of my admins might not accept you if you have a profile that's younger than 2017. But we don't like try to get your last known address or your social security number. And we don't really care if you speculate. We try to keep the spam down to a minimum, so we don't let people spam the page with a bunch of salesman political stuff. And then if you're going to cuss and scream at people, you can cuss and scream. Sometimes they'll let you cuss and scream about me, but sometimes they won't. They'll kick you out right away, no questions asked. And then sometimes you can speculate, whatever. So you should come over to Facebook and join that group for sure. That would be fun for somebody. You should go over to Facebook and give me a like and a review on my Facebook channel. If you're new to Dad with a Phone, there's 100 videos out there that can tell you more about me. There's probably another 100 that can tell you more about me. So you can find out more about me. I'm just a dad with a phone that lives in Woodland Park, Colorado. I started following true crime when a woman was killed down the street from me. And the rest is history. So, how'd I get on mute? That's some jerkiness. How'd I push the mute button? I can't hear you. See, that's good. Every once in a while, I'll say something and I push mute so you don't figure it out. So I don't know how long I was on mute, but oh well. Go back and read my lips. Somebody texting me. I should read it. Sometimes I read texts and chat. I'm reading chat now. No mic. Answer my two questions. I don't know. I try to answer. Oh, that's what I was doing. I was answering your two questions. That's what y'all missed. I don't think it was a rage killing because he cleaned up too well. And if it was a planned thing, then he's planned it well enough that they haven't caught him yet. If Barry did it. It could be if I had two scenarios, I told you the most likely is the person who sleeps next to you. But the other scenario that could and I didn't want to go down the sex trafficking thing because I think it just doesn't work out that way. But could it have been some crazy mountain miner up there that has Suzanne locked in a cabin? The truth is that is a very possible scenario. Y'all hear my birds? Did y'all hear the birdies? Have they been making noise the whole time? Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all want to come out? Should I get one of the birds out?
You should put a sheet over them. It's too late.
Let me see if this one. If she'll come to me, I'll take her. Hey, step up. 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 Come on. Step up. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, step up. Step up. Step up. There you go. Step up. Oh, crap. Oh, God. Can you help me? Thank you. I just let a bird out. Come put her on my collar. She'll stay. Anyway. Try to get a bird out. See if she'll
You're okay. Pretty bird. Pretty bird. Pretty bird. Oh,
she's pissed.
she's mad.
Yeah, let me get her.
Put your finger out. So you got to say step.
I don't want her biting me.
It's a little tiny
Step
bird.
up.
It
Step
doesn't
up.
hurt.
Step up. Step up. Step up. Step up.
Okay. This bird doesn't like you. Bye.
Hey, she's in your hair. Hey, come put her on my shoulder.
This bird doesn't want to go.
Come here. Come here.
Just be still.
Okay.
And just look at the camera and chill out.
Hey, I'm
You
chilling.
give it bad vibes.
Oh, look, my wife's head's in the picture.
This little budgie's actually my friend, but we had a dog stayed with us and really stressed it out.
Step up.
You got to put your finger
Step
right
up.
above it.
Step up. There we go. There we go.
And then just go right up to your
Oh,
shoulder.
she did
You
not.
have to go up to your shoulder. You are a bad bird.
I'm a bad
handler.
bird owner.
You don't listen.
She's at the bottom.
Pretty bird. Come here. Pretty bird. Pretty bird. Pretty bird. You're so pretty. You're so pretty.
All right.
I got it. Thank you. You're so pretty. Rude.
Y'all saw us try to bring the birds into the live. They
A
said
little early, premature.
if you bring a puppy, you don't want to cover them completely.
I'm going to cover them up.
Leave a little bit of-
Supposed to have 10 hours of dark.
Leave a little bit of.
Do you understand?
Yeah, but you
that?
need a little bit of air ventilation
It's
through
fine.
there.
I'll get a sheet instead of this blanket.
Yeah, sheet's better.
But they're literally supposed to. That's why they're chirping so much. Is because they are getting more.
What is your
rain.
Facebook group? Just Google Dad. Just Facebook Dad with a phone. Okay, you can ask any question you want. I've been going for 40, 50 minutes. Y'all got 10 minutes to ask questions. Any questions y'all got regarding the Suzanne Morphew case? What kind of bird is that? It's a parakeet, also known as a budgie. If you actually want to call in, you can call into the show right there. If you want to come in via the chat, you can come in via this link. Let me get this link. But if you're going to come in via chat, you got to come in on video. That's my only rule. Otherwise, just call the number at the bottom of the screen. Here's the link if you want to come in via your computer because you're overseas or something. You can come in via your computer at the link that's in chat. Just copy and paste that. If you do that, you should come in on video, though. And so you can ask any question. You can call the number at the screen. You can hit that link at the bottom. If you call now, though, maybe the phone isn't going to work because my phone is about to die. So don't call. Come on the computer. Oh, do you? I don't worry about it. I ain't going to get no questions today anyway. I just put the StreamYard up so they can come up. I'm down. Tyson, come on. Tell us what you know. What you've been up to. Make the phone call. You got my number. I got a charger now. Boom, boom. You can call the number on the screen. You can come into the chat via the link. Let's see what we get here. Tyson Draper. What's up, Mr. Tyson?
Hey, sorry I'm late to the party, man.
No worries, man. I've been going for 50 minutes or so. So what have you been up to? What's the Tyson update right now?
Oh, I'm back out here in Arizona, man, where it's like 110 degrees today.
Dude, that's some miserable stuff right there.
Oh, I'm missing the mountains of Colorado. Something fierce, brother.
I bet. Yeah. After being here and traveling through here, staying up in that kind of area, and then going back to Arizona. Yeah, that ain't no joke.
Yeah, so I talked to my friend today. I'm going to probably head that way here in the next few days.
Oh, you're going to come back out here?
Yeah, I had a lot of people asking me if I was going to go, and I was kind of thinking about it anyways, and I'm like, you know what? It's really, really hot here, and it's really nice there, so you don't have to, like, twist my arm real hard.
Yeah, no joke. Well, then you got to let me know when you're coming out. Just text me or something, and we can meet up. I'll come over to Salida for sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that'll be fun, man. So you went up and so how long you been back in Arizona?
Well, I was in Idaho, as you know.
Yeah.
And I passed back through Utah and spent a few days there, and then I've been back here in Arizona for probably probably like 2 weeks, maybe.
What do you kind of figure going on in that Lori Vallow case where they haven't charged anyone with the murders yet?
Well, I think that I'm just like everybody else, man. I think we all know who killed him. You know, Alex, they pinged his phone right there both times, and so we know it was Alex. So I think law enforcement's just having a little trouble pinning that on them because it was Alex. He was kind of their enforcer. I've said that since day one.
So you think now I know they pinged the phone right there at the where they found the bodies and stuff, but do you think he was the one that actually killed them, or do you think he was the cleanup? Because he showed up at Lori's house. You know, they were both at Lori's house at some point, you know.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that it was Alex. I mean, I would bet everything that I have on that because he's also the one that shot it. Tammy Daybell, but the gun jammed or whatever happened that day where he ran around the back of the house. He also shot at Brandon Bordeaux and blew out his window on his Tesla.
And then he
almost blew his head off. We know that was Alex. They pinged his phone as well.
Yep.
So I mean, yeah, dude, they're having a hard time pinning murder on them. But check this out, though. They're not going to slip through the crack for a lot of reasons, but somebody is responsible for Tammy's murder and also Charles Vallow. So they're going to get him. They're going to be in prison for life. There's no doubt.
Yeah, but Charles was for sure Alex. He admits to it.
Well, yeah, but it was a setup. It wasn't self-defense.
Yeah, but
know.
Definitely. But I don't know how they would ever be able to come back and get it.
Say, oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. You're right on that. But you know, they got a slew of other charges.
No,
they could charge.
They can
charge
keep
them the max, and they're going to be in life. You know, in prison for life.
Yeah, they can definitely keep them for a minute. I think that it's I don't know. I feel like Lori had and they could also charge somebody in Alex's death.
Well, and that's the talk right now, man. In that case, we're wondering if Alex had a life insurance policy because this was Aluma's sixth husband, and
she's like a professional hit woman.
yeah, and then you wonder. I mean, he died of natural causes, like what, 2 months after they got married, and man, there's just so many layers. It's like an onion.
Yeah, how many days after he was at Chad's house did he die? Like
after he was at Chad's house?
Yeah, was it a, after he buried and did what he did?
Well, let's see.
What day did he die?
Remember. I think they died. They were last seen in September, and then Alex died, I want to say, like October. So it was like shortly thereafter.
Yeah, I feel like so, and they got married at the same time. Him and his girl got married at the same time in Vegas as the cousin, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. That's
within
Melanie.
The same day.
Yep.
Same day and a half or something like that. And then, so the question is, do you think? I mean, the cousins are cooperating, right? She's kind of cooperating in the whole thing. She's the one that's, because, and her other husband, they were the ones in the no, that was her. Is that his new husband? That's his new husband, huh? No, that was Chad. That was Lori's son who was in the trial or in the court hearing. Son and his girl.
Oh, you're talking about Colby Ryan.
Yeah,
her son.
Yeah, her son, and then his
good
girl.
Dude.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to put. There's so many pieces in that case. Well, there's so many cases inside that one group of people. Is I guess how it should be, because you definitely have the Charles case that could be relooked into as a hit from Alex, right? And then maybe get Lori on conspiracy to commit murder, with him. And then you have the two kids that, if they're going to pin that on Alex, the least they could do is get them for conspiracy. They got them for messing with a corpse, hiding, that kind of stuff, hiding and messing with evidence. But, a lot of times, depending on, I don't think they're going to plea deal with them since they found the kids. I don't think they're going to plea deal. I think if they didn't find the kids, they may have tried to offer them some deal or tried to do something. But I think since they found the kids, I think they'll just try to take them all the way through trial. So
I think you're spot on with that, brother, because they don't really have any leverage at this point at all. So.
Yeah, unless they flip on each other and then tell the story, right? So like if Lori were to say, yeah, my brother did this. This is how it went down. This is my part. I helped him, get the bodies into the car at the apartments or whatever, or we planned, whatever it was. And they took a reduced. I don't think they're going to let any of them try to walk. But I think if like Chad was just like, listen, this woman is crazy and this is what happened and I got pulled into all of this. I think one of them, if they tried to tell a story, I think they could get something. I don't think they're going to get out of jail, but I think they could definitely get a reduction, 20 years in jail, or 15 years. Maybe they do 10 years or something.
Yeah, maybe.
So
maybe.
Because it's hard to tell that story, right? It's hard, like you said, they have these charges that they've put on them, right? But because if Lori didn't have her phone with her and she could have been with Alex, you know what I'm saying? And just didn't have her phone. Just because they got phone pings. What if they stole Alex's phone? You know what I'm saying? What if Lori and Chad tried to pin this on Alex in a sense and said, they got his phone. And so that's the crazy thing about, we don't have an Alex. If Alex was still alive and they found the kids, then it would be a different story. But a phone ping could, with these two, it could very easily be a, hey, let's do this and we'll just pin this on Alex altogether,
Yeah.
So
No, you're right, man. You're right. That's within the realm of possibility, but let's be honest here. Let's just call a spade a spade. I mean, we all know that Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow are never going to see the light of day again, and they don't deserve to.
I believe you, except that I just know the criminal justice system isn't perfect, and just when we think, oh, there's just no way they would ever let them out, there's some legal something that happens, and one of them, gets, there's so many missing pieces.
I totally understand that.
There's moving parts.
I think this is such a high-profile case, bro, that the possibility of that happening is so very slim. But crazier things have happened. Who knows?
No,
I hope not.
absolutely, absolutely. No, lawyers will tell you it's very seldom that a case gets thrown out on some like loophole, they messed up or something. But juries are crazy, man. You just never, dude, even in the Patrick Frazee case, bro, we watched that thing happen. We heard the evidence. We saw everything we heard. And then when it came time for verdict, bro, everybody was on the edge of their seat because
I bet.
You just don't know what the jury's going to say.
They never found her body, man. And that's what you always worry about is, oh man, no body.
Exactly. And then they still got him, they still got him, but they had a lot of evidence. They had a lot of phone evidence, but the real reason they got him was because of the testimony and the story that his other girlfriend told, And here's the question. So
McKinney?
Yeah, Crystal Kinney. So they would have never got Patrick had she kept her mouth shut. They may have been able to get him on some sort of like weird charges, but they would have never got him on the murder stuff. So what about Suzanne Morphew and what's going on with her case? Listen, we've talked about Barry, we've talked about other scenarios. Where are you at now 2 months later?
I'm pretty much in the same spot, bro. I told you that night that I had the feelings that I had. I felt like he was nervous, and a lot of people were saying that this video helps Barry because it kind of humanized him and made him look like, well, he's there with his mom, she's a grandmother and he's out looking for his wife. And I can totally see that. But I was telling you that night, Mike, that I stood next to this guy and I looked into his eyes and something wasn't right. And I still could be wrong. We don't know. But something wasn't right in my mind, so I'm kind of still in the same spot.
All right, man. What do you think with the women FBI agents in town?
I think that's cool. I mean, I listened to a little bit of your thing earlier about how you were, driving that point home about it being all females. I think that's really cool. And I pictured like, those TV shows like what do you call those? Angels, like Charlie's Angels.
Oh, the Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, you're out there just like kicking ass, Yeah. That's what I was picturing in my head.
When I started talking to one of the reporters about it, and I was like, man, can you imagine the photo of like 6 FBI women bringing out Barry Morphew in cuffs? Can you imagine that? I mean,
I want to see that. I want to see that if he's guilty. I want to see that. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It's a crazy idea of it. So cool, man. Hey, well, thanks for the phone call. Thanks for catching us up. And like I said, man, if you're headed back this way, bro, I'd love to shake your hand in person, man.
Okay, that'd be great, man. Let's shoot a video together.
Absolutely.
I think all the subscribers and all of our friends there would enjoy it. But I want to say thanks to all of you guys out there who have subscribed to my channel. I want to say thanks to you, Mike, for promoting my channel, and it's really been a confidence builder for me, and it's kept me going, and we're getting better all the time with what we're trying to do. We're learning from our mistakes. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Thank you, everybody. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. And
man.
together we'll solve these cases, man.
Thanks, man. All right, man. We'll talk to you later. We'll be in touch.
All right. Talk to you later, bud.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Man, see how one live video turns into some good stuff. So, hey, if you're just joining, we've been talking the Suzanne Morphew case. I seen some questions pop up about T-Bag. Here's the deal. Tisha Stout. T-Bag. I like to call her T-Bag. This is the stepmother, so I'm gonna jump cases. So if you're just joining, this is the Gannon Stout case. I want to talk just a short minute about this. Gannon was killed by his stepmother in Colorado Springs, down the hill from here. I never forget Gannon because I have a little Gannon tattoo right here. And so T-Bag, Tisha Stout, is in El Paso County custody, but now she's at the state criminal hospital being evaluated. Now, I want you to understand something, because a lot of people are like, this is a plan. She's going to try to escape. I can promise you this. T-Bag will never, ever, 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 ever see the light of day. Even if she's not found fit to stand trial. There's a very, very strong possibility that T-Bag is not fit for trial. And it's also a very strong possibility that she's doing all this as a ruse and she's just a crazy woman. No matter what the reasoning behind it is, whether she's not fit for trial and she is really crazy, or whether this is an act, I don't feel sorry for her. If she wants to spend her days under state hospital correctional lockdown, good luck with that. Because there are some real crazy people in that hospital. She's going to be in the same area with some real crazy folks. Whether or not she's crazy or not, I'm not gonna try to break down her mental evaluation right now. I'm just telling you, if that case actually doesn't head to trial, Gannon's case, it's possible it doesn't. They've taken her to the state hospital. She's under state hospital evaluation. If she's not found fit to stand trial, we won't get a trial, but we know we got her. Like, we know we got the right woman. We don't need, like, she don't even need to go to trial. They just need to fry her. So there's a quick little update for you on the T-Bag scenario. So trying to think what else has been going down. Patrick Frazee trying to get himself a fan club going. I saw somebody. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I don't watch too many YouTubers. But if you happen to see something on YouTube that you think will interest me, and you can narrow it down to like, hey, go watch this video, start at like 33 minutes and some change in, I might go watch that clip because you're pointing me right to the spot that you think is going to catch my interest. Somebody did this the other day with me. I'm not going to mention the crazy YouTuber who's doing this, but they are literally fantasizing about Patrick Frazee in prison. Like, they start talking about what he looks like in the shower. And I'm going to tell you what, if you're one of those sick mother effers that want to fantasize about a man who beat his fiance to death with a bat, if that gets you off, you can leave my channel. Because there are YouTube channels popping up that are fantasizing about their fanboy clubs, their fan clubs for Patrick Frazee. And I find that very, very disturbing. And so I did see a video where these women were doing this, and it's sickening. It's sickening. So anyway, Patrick Frazee, I hope he gets a lot of fan mail. I hope he published his address in a letter. You can find that letter on Dad with the Phone on Facebook. You should totally write Patrick Frazee a letter. Tell him to go watch Dad with the Phone on YouTube. Did I miss a phone call? Nope, I didn't. Hey, thanks for watching. You're awesome. We have been talking about some exciting, great news that is coming to Dad with the Phone, and I can't wait to bring you all up to date with that. But for now, you'll still have to just stick with me right here on these platforms over at YouTube and Facebook. But soon we'll be streaming live and interacting live through some new platforms. So stay tuned for that info. You can find me over at all the social medias at the bottom of your screen. If you want to donate to Dad with a Phone, you can do that. You can actually donate to help whatever you want. That you can buy me a peach tea. You can buy me a coffee. The easiest way to do that is straight through my Facebook page, Dad with a Phone. You go over to my PayPal account so you can PayPal me directly. I'm going to put that link up. I haven't done that in a minute. People, I always get hate mail after I put my PayPal, and I haven't got any hate mail. I got a bunch of voice messages. I just quit listening to my voice messages, by the way. If you're new to I don't know where my PayPal link is. I'm not even going to put it up. I don't even know where it's at. I was going to put it up, and then I can't find it. If you can't find it, you can't put it up. Follow me on Twitter. We'll talk to you guys later. Hey, thanks for joining Dad with a Phone. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you. It's the truth. Actually, I'd probably still be doing it without you. It's just a lot more fun with you. So that's the truth. That's the truth. I would still be doing this without you. It's just way more fun with you. So thanks for watching. We'll talk to you guys later.